Alright guys, welcome back. It's been a while, been super busy, tons of going on between the full-size cars and the RC cars, but I want to dive back into things, get you up to speed on what I've been working on, what I've been doing. First and foremost, next weekend, not this upcoming weekend, the following weekend, Ultimate Scale Truck Expo. Gotta be there. It's gonna be the biggest one yet. Tons gonna be in attendance, geared towards the tiny scale trucks like these, your dollhouse trucks as we call them. Also going to have vintage buggy racing, awesome time, monster truck racing, sled pulling. There's going to be a mega truck course. The courses are awesome. You got to be there. If you haven't checked it out before, I have videos on the channel. Please check it out. Go to ultimatescaletruckexpo.com. You can get your tickets on there. Worthwhile. You don't want to miss it. Next thing is, we're also going to dive into some monster truck racing. I went to the season opener for the Radio Control Monster Truck Challenge New York event. That's held at in Enfield, Connecticut at the RC Madness Hobby Shop. Awesome place. The monster truck racing is awesome. It's good to be back into the swing of that. I made almost every single race last season, and I'm hoping to do the same this season. I have a bunch of footage to show you guys of that, both from the mod class and the retro class, which is my favorite class. And we'll dive into that shortly. That's kind of the action and the meats and potatoes of it. And that's what I want to show you guys. I know that's what you guys want to see. But real quick, what we've been up to. So, tons going on. As you guys know, I've discussed previously that I had bought a Nissan Skyline. I got rid of my Subaru, bought the Skyline. Had the Skyline for a year, did a ton of work on it. And I ended up selling it to buy another Skyline. Except I went from a GTST this time to a GTR. It is currently ripped all apart, and we're doing a bunch of modifications to that. And I don't want to get too sidetracked onto that, but the one-to-one side of projects has been pretty overwhelming between the GTR, my girlfriend's RX-7 FD, right-hand drive twin turbo that we picked up over last summer. Got that up on the lift, doing a bunch of work on that as well, and it's just been one thing after another. As far as the RC projects go, never ending, constantly buying. I got rid of a couple things. You may notice that the Dan Boyle K5 Blazer is gone. It was a tough choice to make. Had to do it though. Needed some cash to purchase some other stuff that I had coming up for both the RC stuff and the GTR. So I had to part with something that I wasn't super attached to, knowing that I could, basically text Dan and have him make me another one at another point. Made it a little bit easier knowing that it could be replaced. I decided to focus my attention onto stuff that is not as replaceable, obtaining some other parts that aren't readily available. You might see there's a set of JPS gearboxes sitting right there. Just scoop those up. I have a ton of new Cloudbuster projects to get built up. I have a whole slew of parts out at my buddy Cole's in California, getting anodized, and slowly plugging away at that. You might notice that the 57 Ford 4x4 is finally out of the showcase, onto the glass here, and it is probably the most complete you guys have ever seen it. I've had this truck for years. This is the truck I'm going down to Ultimate Scale Truck Expo with. Hoping maybe we can catch a Best Paint Award. We'll see. It's painted base coat, clear coat through my buddy Spotter Mike at a local body shop that he works at. And we, this thing, it is an awesome Chrysler color. It's actually off of a Challenger, and it shines really awesome in the sun. You might also notice that the King Cobra Pre-Runner has gotten a little bit of an update. That is an Ultra Hive body that Lou did for me. Lou is awesome, awesome painter. One of the only reliable painters that I deal with in this hobby and in the industry as a whole. Because in my time, painters are as talented as they are, they're oftentimes unreliable. But Lou follows through time and time again, and his paint jobs are well worth the wait. I didn't want to keep running Tim's body on this because I actually do love to run this thing. So opted to send Lou a reproduction Tamiya body. He did this paint scheme. It's got a little throwback to King Cobra there on the windshield, and came out awesome. Really stoked to run this at the Scale Truck Expo as well. And last but not least, something I've been wanting to do that I wanted to add to the channel just to kind of make things more interactive with you guys is I'm going to pose this question. What is one thing that when you show someone that is not into RC that they do when you first show them a truck that makes you crazy. You might be thinking, what could that be? The thing that bothers me is you'll always get that guy that's like, oh, sweet truck, and he immediately presses on the body and tries to like compress the suspension. And I'm like, oh, don't push on it like that. What is it that people do to you when they see your tiny trucks? Drop it in the comments. Let me know. I'm sure there'll probably be some funny responses, and we'll talk about it on the next one. Until then, check out the Monster Truck Racing. I think you guys will enjoy it, and I'll see you next time. Thanks, guys.
Here I am where the movie started, facing at a photo they've taken. Space tree flying through the skies, and battles happen everywhere. I don't need any hero to save me. I don't know why the kids always crying. I've been thinking about all the captain's spot we left in a wasted planet. I thought I had it all together, but I'm waking up upset. You don't need to show your faggot love anymore to them. Can you feel the spark in city light when you stay tonight? That's the sparkles from my beating heart, and it breaks so hard. Break it so hard. Break it so hard. Break it so hard. Break it so hard. I don't need any hero to save me. I don't know why the kids always crying. I've been thinking about how the captain's